Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, I'm going to let you in on a couple of my absolute best-kept secrets for making some truly show-stopping desserts. And get this, you won't even have to turn on your oven.
You know that feeling, right? Guests are on their way over, or maybe a sudden dessert craving just hits you out of nowhere. You need something special, but you are short on time. So what do you do when firing up the oven just isn't an option?
Well, that's what we're talking about today. I am literally opening up my personal recipe book and sharing the perfect solution with you. These are my 2 secret weapon desserts. They're unbelievably quick, they're easy on the wallet, and I guarantee you they will get you rave reviews every single time.
Okay, let's dive right in. These 2 no-bake cakes, oh yeah, they're gonna make everyone think you spent hours slaving away in the kitchen.
First up, we have what I call the coffee lover's dream. And I mean, it is so creamy, it just melts on your tongue with this deep, perfectly balanced coffee flavor. And for our second treat, the ultimate éclair cake. I want you to just imagine all the sophisticated flavor of a classic French pastry, but somehow transformed into one of the simplest, most elegant cakes you'll ever make.
All right, first recipe up. If you're a coffee fan, well, get ready. You are about to meet your new favorite dessert. Seriously, it's unbelievably good.
Okay, so the real heart of this cake is its rich, kind of pudding-like coffee cream. To make it, you're going to grab some unsweetened cocoa for that deep chocolatey note, some starch to make it nice and thick, a half cup of sugar, 2 cups of milk, and of course, instant coffee for that signature kick. We'll finish it off with a tablespoon of butter and a splash of vanilla for a silky texture. And hey, if you have it, a little bit of cream makes it extra decadent.
And making this cream, so simple. First things first, grab a pot and whisk all your dry ingredients together, the cocoa, starch, and sugar. This is a big deal. It's what stops you from getting any lumps. Okay, then, while it's still cold, stir in your milk and the instant coffee. Now turn the heat on to medium and start stirring. And here's the crucial part. Don't walk away. Keep stirring constantly until it gets nice and thick and you see it start to bubble. The second it does that, take it off the heat and stir in the butter, the vanilla, and that optional cream until it's perfectly smooth and glossy.
Now let's talk about the biscuits. Here's a little secret of mine, a pro tip for the perfect dip. First, you're going to dissolve your instant coffee in just a little bit of hot milk. Then you add cold milk to that. So why do we do this? Well, it brings the temperature down perfectly, and that is the key. It makes sure the milk is just cool enough to flavor the biscuits without turning them into complete mush.
All right, time to assemble, and this is the fun part. It's so easy. Just grab a biscuit, give it a super quick dip in that coffee milk mixture, in and out, that's it, and arrange it in your dish. Once you have a single layer, you're going to spread a really generous amount of that beautiful coffee cream right on top. And then you just repeat. A layer of biscuits, a layer of cream, all the way until your dish is full. Just make sure you end with a lovely thick layer of cream on top.
And listen up, because this is a really important tip. As you're laying down those biscuits, whatever you do, don't cram them in there super tight against each other. You want to leave just a little bit of breathing room between them. They're going to soften up and expand as the cake chills, and giving them that little bit of space is what ensures you get that perfect, tender, cakey texture in the end.
Okay, are you ready for our second secret weapon? This is the ultimate éclair cake. And I am not even exaggerating when I say this one it's just so addictive. It's incredibly light, so elegant, but it's one of the easiest desserts you will ever make.
The real magic here is this silky éclair cream, and we actually make it in 2 parts. So first, we're going to make a classic custard base using starch, flour, sugar, some egg yolks, and milk. But then, and here's where it gets amazing, we're going to totally transform it by whipping in some chantilly cream and cold milk, and that's what gives us that unbelievably light and airy filling.
So for part 1, it's a lot like the last cream. In a pot, you're going to whisk all your dry stuff with the egg yolks and the 3 cups of milk while it's all still cold. Then get it on a medium heat and keep stirring until it comes to a boil and thickens into this beautiful custard. Take it off the heat, stir in your vanilla. Now pour it into a shallow dish, and here's a brilliant little trick. Press a piece of plastic wrap directly onto the surface of that custard. That's what prevents that weird skin from forming. Now just pop it in the fridge until it's completely cold.
Okay, once that custard base is totally chilled, it is time for the big transformation. Scrape it into a bowl, add your chantilly cream packet and that half cup of cold milk, and just start whisking. You're going to literally watch it change from a thick custard into this wonderfully light, smooth, and airy cream. The flavor and the texture are just divine.
And hey, want a fantastic time-saving tip for this particular cake? If you know you're going to let it chill for at least 4 hours, which you totally should, you can actually skip dipping the biscuits altogether.
No, really. The moisture from the cream itself will soften them up perfectly over time, and you get that ideal texture without any extra work.
So to build this masterpiece, you're going to start by spreading just a thin layer of that eclair cream on the bottom of your dish. This is just a little trick to stop that first layer of biscuits from sliding around. Now arrange your biscuits on top. I love, love, love using chocolate biscuits for this. The color contrast with the pale cream just looks stunning. Then, just like before, add a nice generous layer of cream and just keep repeating the process until your dish is full, making sure you end with a final smooth layer of that glorious cream.
All right, our cakes are assembled, but we're not done yet. To really take these over the top and finish them like a pro, they need that one final touch, a rich, glossy chocolate topping. And I've got two fantastic options for you here. If you're feeling a little fancy and you want a classic, rich ganache, you'll just gently heat up some heavy cream and then melt your chocolate right into it. Or, for a super easy, economical option that still gives you a beautiful shine, just heat up a little milk with a tablespoon of butter before you melt in your chocolate. Honestly, both are absolutely delicious, so just pick whichever one works for you. And now, for what is honestly the most important and probably the hardest step of all, you have to wait. I know. The coffee cake needs at least 2 hours in the fridge to set up, but the eclair cake really needs a good 4 to 6 hours. This chilling time is absolutely essential. It's not just about getting it cold. This is where the magic happens. It's when all the flavors meld together and those biscuits soften into a perfect, tender, cake-like texture. Trust me, it's worth the wait.
But after you've been just a little patient, this is what you get. 2 absolutely stunning desserts, just ready to be devoured. I mean, just look at those beautiful layers. Whether you go for that rich, intense coffee cake or the light, elegant eclair cake, what you end up with is this creamy, decadent dessert that was just unbelievably simple to throw together.
I promise you, both of these recipes are true keepers. For real, they're so good, they're going to become your new go-to for last-minute guests, for celebrations, or, hey, even just for a regular Tuesday night treat. They're light, they're delicious, and they're perfect for just about any occasion.
So really, the only question left is, are you going to dive into that rich and intense coffee dream first, or are you going for the light and sophisticated eclair cake? I'm curious. Which sweet escape will you be trying first?